Hi Leo, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is a middle of May reading, May 2017, so middle of the month for May 2017, right? Let's see what the cards would like to share with us. Leo, please. Leo. So this is where you are. Oh, Ten of Swords. Something's ending. This is where you want to be. This is your focus moving forward. Where your focus is taking you. Advice. Additional advice. Okay, Leo. Where you are, Ten of Swords. The coming to an end of, or the end of a battle, conflict, or struggle. Now, that's not to say you had a fight with someone. It's more like the end of a period where there was a lot of work put towards some sort of struggle or some difficulty, okay, that is coming to an end. Middle to the end of this month, okay? Now, don't misinterpret this as all of a sudden there'll be an abundance of money or love. It's more so because there's swords, it's intellect. It's that battle with whatever you're struggling with is coming to an end. It will no longer take up your mind space. It will no longer affect you, drain your energy. That is coming to an end. That's what I see here. Ten of Swords for where you are. Now, where you want to be is the Four of Cups. Typically, the Four of Cups represents someone who's fantasizing or dreaming of other things, not in the present moment. But I'm not getting so much that's where you want to be is dreaming, fantasizing. You want to be at a place where these dreams and fantasies are in the present moment, where whatever it is you have been working for or towards is finally here. You want those results. You want to see the fruits of your labor. Okay? What's beautiful about this is your focus. Your focus is the Eight of Cups, moving forward and moving on. Continual forward movement. Okay, so whether or not your dreams or your fantasies are coming to fruition, you're still moving forward. You're not just sitting there waiting for them to happen. There is forward movement. And where this focus is taking you is temperance, a place of balance and a place that is closer to the greater picture than you were before. So allow me to elaborate. Your greater picture may be having started a family, having a stable romantic relationship, and great income. That could be your truth, your greater picture. Now, this forward movement, this moving on from or moving forward to the next thing is leading you to that greater picture. Now, what's interesting about the Eight of Cups is none of these cups are spilt. They're full. So there may be, it may be difficult to, nothing has to be wrong or bad or broken in order for you to want to move on from something. If you're in a romantic relationship, I might sound a little bitter, but I don't know how else to express this at the moment. You're in a relationship. You have no reason to leave this partner, but you want to anyways. You want to move on. You feel like this relationship has run its course, or you've both learned from each other to both of your maximum potentials. It's just stagnant. There's no flow anymore. The cups are full. Nothing is spilt. Nothing is bad or broken. That does not mean that there should be no forward movement on with your life. Look at all your exes. You know what I mean? You had moved on from them. Even though there may not have been such a horrible, horrible reason to do so. Or even our families. We eventually move out and start our lives. You know, not necessarily because it's difficult being in our own homes. We could have had very loving parents, but we still wanted to move forward even though those cups were full, right? And because where you want to be is the Four of Cups, you want your dreams to be realized or your fantasies to come to fruition. Forward movement is required of that, right? Even if everything seems, it's often kind of like, I have everything that I need or that I would want. Why am I not happy? Okay, listen to that. It's not saying that there's something wrong with your circumstances. It doesn't mean you need to end your relationship. It doesn't mean you need to quit your job. But explore that and move forward. Okay? Things don't have to be broken or bad for there to be an urge or a gut feeling to keep going to the next step. That's part of growth, you know? There's healing and there's growth. They're not mutually exclusive, but you don't necessarily have to heal in order to grow. You could just blossom even more. Do you see what I'm saying? And again, that focus is going to take you closer to that bigger picture. You could even look at it as closer to your purpose or closer to an understanding of your purpose, at least in this incarnation. Now, in the advice column, I have the Five of Coins. I see this as that can be interpreted in two different ways. One, it is okay to ask for help, to ask for advice. It is okay not to understand, okay? Because something is coming to an end right now. There's some battle that has been fought, or some realization, something that is finishing, the end of something, okay? And there's a focus to move forward or onwards from this, onwards from a state in your relationship, for example, onwards from, trust issues, onwards from, whatever. Every relationship is entirely unique. It is okay to feel like you are not in control of everything, okay? And it is okay to ask for help. I read somewhere that, you cannot be entirely independent. Now, from personal experience, especially leaving my home, I wanted to be independent and not depend on anyone for anything and always fill those needs myself because, within my experience anyways, that's what I have had to do for a lot of, through a lot of my years. And someone told me, but you depended on your parents to be born, for example. You depend on others to obey traffic laws, to get to work safely. There is dependence anyways. So why am I bringing this up? Five of Coins. It's okay to depend on others. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to feel helpless. We cannot do everything always on our own. And then additional advice is the Ace of Cups. There is unconditional love in everything you do. Moving forward, okay, this example of this relationship or this job where you feel like it's ran its course and you just want to move a little forward, you're growing. That is unconditional love. By staying in a place where if you have an urge to move forward, but do not do so just because you cannot logically think of a concrete reason, that is stunting growth of unconditional love, movement of unconditional love. Even if you look at children, tough love. As a parent, of course, will always be this unconditional love to want to help your child. But it's okay to see them in a little bit of a helpless state, because let them get to that helpless state. Let them feel like they need help. Why? While you are here to help them. Children, for example, it is, of course, better for them to make mistakes, especially big mistakes, while their parents or family is around to help pick up the pieces. Okay? So there may be right, yeah, okay. Let me draw one more card. See if we can sum it all up or anything additional for Leo. Right. So moving forward, even from commitments, jobs, family members. Okay, this just flipped on me. High Priestess. There is wisdom that will come from this. Okay, as you can see, there are black and white columns behind her. I forget now what the B and J stand for. And no, not that. And she's in the middle and she's holding a book, right? A book of wisdom. She's reading, she's learning, and there's the moon above her head. And she's in a beautiful gown. There is wisdom pushing you forward, and will be wisdom from whatever it is that is going to complete and you're going to want to move forward from. I feel like I've been talking, contradicting myself a little bit in this reading. Forgive me for that, but right. So there is wisdom behind all of this, and there is your higher self is guiding you forward. Whatever it is whatever dream, fantasy, wherever it is you want to be. Okay, again, this forward movement needs to happen to bring you closer to the bigger picture. There's wisdom in this. Excuse me. There's nothing wrong with feeling helpless. There's also nothing wrong with not understanding why you're doing this or why you want to do this. Inner guidance doesn't always make sense until after the fact, but it's part of balance, it's part of wisdom, it's part of a greater truth. And again, by not following that inner guidance, we are, what's not a harsh word for that? Thank you. We are controlling the unconditional love. Unconditional love cannot be controlled. That's why it's unconditional, right? So honor that. I do like to read the cards. I read them every which way. So under the 10 of Swords is Temperance. This end is bringing you closer to the bigger picture. Under the 4 of Cups, wanting your dreams, your fantasies to come to fruition, there's a 5 of Coins right under that. It may require some helplessness, some letting go of certain things, because your dreams and your fantasies do not exist right now, because you are in a different circumstance, situation that needs to be let go in order for these to be able to move in. The 8 of Cups, moving forward and past something, following that gut instinct. It's part of unconditional love. I have the Ace of Cups right underneath that. And to sum it all together, the High Priestess is part of wisdom, the greater knowing, universal truth. So that's what I have for the middle of May, Leo. I hope that made sense. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next month. Have a lovely May.